Hi, I'm Melissa Faris with Word Alive Outreach Ministries, Kingdom Rising Church. I just wanted to come on here and share a little bit to encourage and edify. There's a secular term in the world called addictive personalities. And when someone gets clean from drugs or alcohol, nicotine, they tend to replace that with something else because an addictive personality, they think they have to be addicted to something. So they replace it with food or with something else to try and get that high, that buzz, that adrenaline rush, the thrill. And where I'm going with this is that oftentimes when we get clean from that and we get saved and we get the thrill when we first get saved and the joy and the freedom that comes with serving the Lord, after a while we become where we are addicted to the high of the Holy Ghost, to where we are seeking meeting after meeting, going from church to church, trying to get that same buzz, that same thrill, that same. And the Lord is the creator of times and seasons. There are times and seasons to everything. Also, with when you get saved. So we have to allow the Lord through the times and the seasons when we may not feel him, when we may not see his hand moving and doing what we think he should be doing. We have to, in those seasons, that's when we have to trust and we have to embrace the steadiness and the faithfulness that the Lord is trying to cultivate in us so that we will stand. When a sword is forged, it's put in the fire and then it's cooled and it's hammered. And it's put in the fire and it's cooled and it's hammered. And if you skip the fire, if you skip the cool and you just hammer, it'll either be cold and brittle and break, or it'll be hot and soft and just crumble. There'll be no strength to it. It's the fire and the cold and the beating of the hammer that create the strength of the sword so that it doesn't break. So I just want to encourage everyone right now through this time, this testing, when maybe you don't feel him and maybe you don't see him working the way that you think he should, to press into him, but don't go chasing the next high, the next thrill, the next Holy Ghost goosebump meeting, because that's not where the strength comes. The strength comes in the testing and in the trying. It comes in the fire. And it's not fun. And it doesn't sound fun. We don't want to embrace it, but that's what we're supposed to do. It's like in a marriage. You first get married and it's all thrills and sparks and goosebumps in a different way. But after a few years, if you're still chasing just that sensation, that feeling, you won't stay in that relationship, in that covenant. You'll go chasing something else. Your eyes will wander. But if you stick it out, if you stand, then there's a comfort and a warmth and a contentment and a strength within that marriage covenant bond that comes to where you will withstand the storms and the trials. And sometimes we get married and we think, oh, well, I just want to be newlyweds all the time. Well, there are times and seasons. And if you're trying to skip the process, if you're trying to skip a time or skip a season, then you're trying to do God's job for him. You're trying to skip his process. And the strength won't be built. So, 1 Corinthians 14:20 out of the Passion says, Beloved ones, don't remain as immature children in your reasoning. Kids always want to have fun. And they always want things easy. They don't want it hard. They don't want to work for it. But that's where the strength comes in serving him. That's where the strength comes and the steadiness and the faithfulness. So I just decree that y'all will stand. That you'll stand in the fire and you'll stand in the cold and you won't try and skip the process. I just declare legs of iron to stand. I bless y'all and I love y'all. Thanks.